Well, hello and welcome to another Financial Planning Solutions. Linda, it's the holiday season. We have our little tree here. You notice there's no snow on the tree because,
No.
of course, it's been
No, there's no real snow yet.
rather disappointing. Or whenever you're watching this, we may have had some snow. Finishing off the year of 2000.
2015.
2015. Well, let's go back to the future here. 2015. How time goes by.
Yes, time does go by.
And 2016 coming up, but if you go back into the 1900s, of course, no matter how far back you go with respect to financial situations, there's ups and downs. And right now we're in one of those interesting situations.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, one of the big downs is the dollar, and certainly in making a number of people rethink where they're going to vacation. Maybe the U.S. isn't as popular because of such a hit with the currency, and other places in the world where we're not quite beaten up as so bad on the currency are an area where people might be looking at. And we've certainly seen a pretty roller coaster year with ups and downs, but it's been more or less flat for a lot of things. A number of the good investment managers have still provided us with positive returns for the year, though. So not all bad, for sure. A lot more good than bad when you're listening to the news.
But some of the analysts do say that there could be, well, uncertain times ahead, and there's no guarantee everything's going to be going up or everything's going to be going down.
No, I mean, I think it's fair to expect that there will be uncertain times ahead. We have a lot of turmoil going on in the world with the refugees and with the bombings that are happening in the Far East and that sort of thing. So nobody knows where that's going and what's going to happen and what impact that has on things. We also don't know exactly where the metals industry, looking very, very depressed. The energy has been really beaten up, but certainly at this point in time, very little risk to start investing in the energy sector because it's pretty low, and I mean, now is the time where you might start entertaining putting some dollars in there because it will come back. Energy is one of those things that is used worldwide for all different sorts of things, and many of the energy investments aren't just in one type of commodity either.
Of course, you never exactly know when markets are going to go up, and you don't know when they're going to go down either, but sometimes it happens very quickly.
Well, absolutely, and so that's why it's useful to make sure if you're investing for the long term that your money is there on the table ready to take advantage of those flips that go up.
Even though it may take some time for it to actually happen. But in the long term, if you're looking at 5 to 10 years, well, of course, that's possibly where gains can be made.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, in the short term, there are some sort of interest rate sales on. For example, Manulife is offering 3% during the first 4 months of the year. So, you know, even short-term money can make some, although not near as much as we've seen many years ago.
Well, interest rates, we know in the States, the interest rates have gone up a very, very small percentage, of course, and not expected to go up that much. But this has had some effect on Canada, and we're not really sure with the low dollar. It's really uncertain which direction we're going. What's your feeling?
Well, if I had a crystal ball, I think it's unreasonable to expect someone to give you a conclusive answer. I would certainly say that our economy is not in the same condition as the U.S., though, and so as a result, it'd be unlikely we'd see any interest rate hikes. Probably not, at least in the first quarter. Probably, you know, maybe not even the first half of the year. We'd have to see like a fairly big turnaround. I mean, obviously, the currency when it's lower, it's useful for some companies that are exporting, though. So, and the tourism industry benefits from that as far as attracting people back into the country.
Let's talk a bit about personal finance. We've heard that Canadians are probably more in debt than the Americans and some other countries in the world. And is this a problem? What should an individual do with respect to their own financial situation?
Oh, well, I mean, as I always say to clients, that probably paying down debt's the best guaranteed bang for your dollar. There's very few places that are charging interest that are lower than regular interest that people are earning today, and there's no tax implications when you're paying down debt. So getting your financial house in order by paying down debt is a good idea at any time.
So if you're paying down a credit card at 19%, you're actually earning 19% almost.
Absolutely, you're earning 19% tax-free, which I mean, people would take the shirt off their back for that any day.
Now it's the time of the year, it's Christmas time, bringing back our tree just for a moment here. And the time for giving, charitable giving is on the table once again for many
Oh yeah,
folks.
I mean, we still have a certain amount of days left in the year. For those people that want to support the Syrian families that are coming into Sudbury, there are many different ways that you can do that. The Lifeline group in Sudbury is sort of coordinating a lot of that. And then, of course, because of a lot of money going to some of this, there's also maybe other charities that are not getting as much as they usually would. So if you're looking for a little bit of an extra tax break between now and December 31st, you know, go out there and support the food bank or support your favorite charity. You can always check and see who are the most efficient with their money and that are really diligent about not using it in an improper way.
And of course, if we miss this year, there's always next year. And speaking of next year, that means taxes again.
Yes, of course. Taxes are just around the corner. We know that we've already heard the tax-free savings account is being reduced back to $5,500 for your contributions for this year, 2016. But they're not going to take back that $10,000. So if for some reason you weren't able to max out your $10,000 in 2015,
it's still there.
That will, that's still there. It'll carry forward, and you can always, if you've got extra dollars, put it in there.
Anything else we should mention before we wish everybody a happy holiday and New Year?
Well, we'll be back in the new year telling you a bit more about what is going to be new for tax season. This time, the CRA is being pretty quiet about giving us the full details. We know there will be some changes for large earning income families, but
and of course the budget coming down in March and April.
We'll know a little bit more. Maybe if they do it this year in February like they used to.
Yeah, so some more financial planning solutions maybe coming up in 2016. So have a good holiday and see you next year.
Yes. So very Merry Christmas and a very happy, healthy, and great start to 2016. Thank you.